In 2019, I was sitting in church and I was with my mother-in-law and my 6-year-old Addison and my husband. And I just started to feel these fluctuations in my chest that they were light, but they really caused me to pause. And they kept going. They just happened probably every, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds, and it got a little bit more intense. And I was like, okay, something is not right. And I sat in church for a little longer, and until I said, you know what, I better go see what is going on with my body, because this has never happened, never felt this way, and it just didn't feel normal. So I left and went to urgent care. They brought me in right away and took my vitals and did an EKG. And as soon as they finished with the EKG, the attending doctor there said, there are some abnormalities that we're seeing with your EKG, so we're going to get an ambulance and send you to the hospital right now. Leading up to this, and I didn't realize it, but I think that it all ties together now, but I fainted when I was in college, and then a couple of years ago I fainted. They rushed me to the hospital, and they said that I just had, I was dehydrated. And now I've learned, fast forward, what to ask for because of this event that happened, and they diagnosed it correctly. Fainting and passing out are indicators that there's something going on with your heart, and they didn't check that back then. Likely I've had this problem with my heart a lot longer than I knew. I was diagnosed when I was birthed with a heart murmur, something that you can live with. So I did not know it would lead up to this, having a first-degree heart block. Back in the day, my grandmother had a pacemaker. Didn't know much about them, and the American Heart Association helped me understand a little bit more about how the technology of pacemakers has just progressed from years and years ago, and how they used to be like really large or clunky, and the fact that we've transitioned from decade to decade and they're really much smaller. And my doctor was, talking about that to me as well. And he said, I would love to wait and just monitor you over the next several years, because if I don't have to get you a pacemaker today, the technology just advances. And so if we could hold off until your 60s or whenever you would need one, he would love to do that. As a mom, a professional, a wife, we're so busy taking care of everyone else. That is what we do, right? We take care of our kids first, our husbands. It's everything else but us. And, I'm too busy to go to the hospital. Oh, I don't want to be at urgent care all day. I don't want to be in emergency all day because I've got to do X, Y, and Z. In my instance, I wanted to see Peppa Pig. But we have to stop and listen to our bodies, because we're always going to have stuff going on. Stuff's always going to be going on. We're always going to be busy. But if we want to make sure that we continue to live healthy lives, we got to listen to ourselves, listen to our bodies, and just get it checked out. If it's no problem, then it's no problem. It's no issue. But if there is, then you're going to wish you would have taken out that time. Going through this episode that I experienced, this health scare, it just highlighted the importance of the American Heart Association. I already knew it about the association. I already knew the great work that they did in terms of research and supporting others and providing a resource, a community, a network when people experience heart issues. But having that come to life for me, and then having them as a resource and a network to help me out, I can't tell you how blessed I feel that I could be a part of, helping others realize how important it is to contribute to the American Heart Association.